All right, guys, welcome back. We're going to continue reading The Secret Message, and we're going to pick up with Chapter 7, Captured. By evening of the second day, Emily rode along the edge of a dried swamp, making her way to Friday's ferry on Congaree River. Suddenly, her heart leapt. 3 Tory soldiers rode in her direction. They had seen her. It would be no use to turn back. As tired as she was, Emily tried to sit tall. She must act brave. Before she knew what was happening, the soldiers were upon her. The one in the front dismounted and grabbed her horse's bridle. In his other hand, he held a musket. A second jumped from his horse and dropped down in a crouching position with his rifle. The third also dismounted and leaned against a tree, as if waiting to see what would happen. The soldier holding her bridle spoke first. "Why, pray tell, is a young woman like you out riding alone through country like this?" he asked. "I'm on my way to visit my relatives." Emily tried hard to keep her voice from shaking. The soldier, leaning against the tree, stepped forward. "I don't think so," he said. "I believe she's on a secret mission." Emily took a deep breath. "If you think I'm here for any other reason than the one I have told you, then fetch a matron to search me." The soldiers looked at each other. What were they thinking? The one holding Emily's bridle began to lead her horse toward his own. Another grabbed her satchel. She was their prisoner. The 4 traveled under tall pines, cypress, and oaks that Emily knew so well, but never before had she taken a ride like this. "I must not panic," she kept telling herself. "I will think of something. I have to. Not only for my sake, but for my country's." A distance away, Emily found herself locked in an upstairs room of a farmhouse, one the British had taken over and made into a fort. They called it Fort Granby. She knew without a doubt the soldiers were sending for a Tory matron to search her. What would she do? Chapter 8, Searched. Emily's mind raced. She had to do something fast. She slipped the note from her bodice and looked about. It would be foolish to try to hide it. With trembling hands, she unfolded the parchment and read it again as she had in General Green's tent. The words burned themselves into her memory. She closed her eyes and repeated the message word for word. And suddenly, she had an idea. She frantically ripped through the parchment into shreds. With the pieces as small as she could make them, she started stuffing them into her mouth. The paper was so dry it almost choked her, but she managed to chew and swallow every trace. When the Tory matron entered the room, no sign of the message could be found. Embarrassed over finding nothing against Emily, the soldiers offered an apology. They even sent her under escort to her cousin's home, where she spent the night. The next morning, when Emily rode out to continue her journey, she did not go the direct route to General Sumter's camp. Instead, she followed an old Indian trail pointed out by her relatives. Finally, she crossed Friday's ferry and headed toward Sumter's camp on Wateree River. In late afternoon, faint, weary, and sick with hunger, Emily saw the tent rows of the Patriot camp. Drawing her horse's reins before the guard, she said in a weak voice, "Take me to General Sumter. I have a message from General Greene." Soon Emily stood before the general and repeated word for word the contents of the dispatch she had destroyed. General Sumter never doubted Emily's word. He gave an immediate command. Shortly, the camp's band gathered, drums rattled, and clarions blew. Their march was on.